Creator system task. The creator system task is going to allow us to create accounts and contacts. It's going to allow us to create elements in a known family. And it's also going to allow us to create copies of existing elements. We're going to try this first one, and we're going to create an account and a contact. I'll hit the button continue. And the first thing I have to do is set up all the information for my account here. So here I can indicate if I want to create a new account, update an account, so I could select it manually, for example here, or maybe I could select panel and I could map a prefix field of the type of accounts in the panel. So I'll update this existing account. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new one. So I'll say I want to create a new account. Here I can map a value from the panel for the name of this account. So I could grab this one here. And the class, I could either map a value in the panel or just manually select a class. I'm going to select one manually. For example, this one. And now I can map whatever fields I want in the panel of my process and add them to the destination, to the new account I'm going to create. Okay, so I can say, well, I have a source field that's called email, and I want to map it with the field email in my account. Okay, I could map all of those fields until I have them all ready to create my new account with all this information. I'll just leave it like this. I'll save and exit. And now down here, I can say if I also want to create a contact. If I say yes, here, I'll enter and I'll configure all the details for this contact. For example, the contact name. I'll select a field. His email, I can map it with a panel field too. I'll select this one. Here it says, what type of user is it going to be? Is it going to be an external user or is it going to not be a user? I'll just say it's not going to be a user. Here we can indicate if he's going to receive marketing material. Basically, this is a value that's in his record. So if we mark null, then we're not going to be sending him any marketing emails or SMS, etc. And here there's some other field that I can fill in with this contact. And down here I can map whatever other fields I want. For example, I could say, well, I want to map this rich multiple line text field to a field that I have in the contact record. Well, in this case, I don't have any rich multiple line text field, so it's not offering me any. Let me try another type of field. Maybe the email field. There we go. So now once I mapped all the values I want for my contact, I'll save and exit. And here I have the return values. So once the account and the contact have been created, it can give me back these values. For example, the account ID, it could give it to me in a numeric field. It could also give me the account in a prefix field, the contact ID in a numeric field. The contact, it would give this back to me in the suffix. Okay, contact suffix. And here I also have an additional return code just in case something happened. I don't think we're going to need it, but I'll add it too. And I'll save and exit. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do before I launch the process is enter my accounts. Okay, and here I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, well, 7, 9, 13. Okay, we've got about 17. Oh, here it is, a total of 14 accounts. Okay, I'm going to launch a process, so I'll go to my tasks. I'll add some values here. Maybe the email is basically the value I want and the name. Okay. Okay, we have an email. And I'm going to start the process. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going back to my accounts to see if a new account has been created. And yes, we have 15 accounts. Here we can see the new account has been created. And if I enter and I go to contacts, there should be a contact created too. Well, for some reason it hasn't been created. I have to check the configuration here. So I've got a name, I've got an email field. Okay, it might be because this email field doesn't have any value. I'll change it for this one here. Okay. So we have a name, we have an email. I think that should be enough. I'm going to take this one off. Let's try it again. I'll start the process one more time. So I'm going to my tasks, start process. Okay. Okay, hopefully this is enough information. I'll start the process. I'm going back to my accounts. I can see a new one has been created. And I'm going to contacts. Okay, now my contact has been created with whatever information I mapped. Okay, so quite straightforward. Obviously, I like to map more fields and fill in my entire account record or my entire contact record, but that's enough for the demonstration. Now, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to configure it once more. I select creator, and this time I'm going to select creates family of registers element. I'll hit the continue button and I'll click create. Now we're going to create a new element in an own family. So I'll select the own family, for example, insurance policies. Here I'll indicate what field's going to be the name, this one here. What class do we want it to be created in? I could select panel, so it would be dynamic or manual. It's always going to be the same class. I could add a secure room, save the results in these fields. I'm not really showing these results, but I could actually show them. Let's show these results later in the next test. Here when I've got to save. When I click on add fields, it's going to allow me to map any values that I have in the panel of my process with any values that I have in the record of my insurance policies. So for example, I could select this field that's called name and I could map it with a field, maybe this one, model. I'd save and exit, and I could continue to do this with all those other fields. Okay, so I know this doesn't make much sense, but basically I've added a name, I've added a class, I've mapped a few fields with the same value in the process. Now I'll save and exit, and I'll launch my process. So I'll click on Start Process. I'll add a name here, at least a few values. Okay, we're ready to go. So I'll start the process, and I'll go to my family of records, insurance policies, and I should have a new insurance created. Here it is. Okay, it's just been created right now. Okay, and we had a few fields, make and model. These two fields, we mapped them with a field that we had in the panel. That's why they also have values. Okay, so I can map all of the fields, and each time it's created, well, it's going to be generating more or filling in all these other values. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you. Here we have the results, and it gave us a return code of 14. It should have given us a prefix field, but I don't have it displayed here in the form. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to monitor the process. I'll go to reports. I'll open this last one we just launched. And if I go to panel, here I can see the prefix field, insurance policy A. Okay, remember we mapped this value so that in the result it would give us, it would fill in with whatever insurance was created. Okay, so here when you configure the system task, whenever it tells you, uh, here you have the result fields, for example, this one here or this one here. Well, we know that these results fields are going to be filled in either, in this case, with the numeric value or with in this case, with the prefix value. Okay. Here we can see it's got several negative values. These would all be, let's say, a message of something that failed for some reason, maybe because we didn't map something correctly or we're missing data. And if it gives us a positive number, usually the number is going to give us, it's going to be the ID of the element that was created. So for instance, here in this process, the return code was 14. So let's go and see if the item that was created is the item with the ID 14. It was here, insurance policies. Yeah, there we go. We can see it's the item 14. All right. So we're going to do one last test. I'm going to delete the system task once more. And now I'm going to configure it one more time. So I'll select it. I'll select creator. And this time I'm going to click on the one that says copy existing family of register element. I'll hit the continue button. I'll hit create. And now here it's going to tell me what field you have in the prefix in order for me to copy. And I'll select it here, insurance policy A, and tell me the destination prefix field that you want to be filled in once we've already created that element. And I select this other prefix. The element name, I'll say manual. I want it to be whatever. This is a copy. We're going to save the result here, and I'll save and exit. Okay, we're ready to go. I'm going to launch the process again. This time I'm going to copy the URL. I'll paste the URL of the star message event here. I'll click on start process. Okay, the form's been finished. Now I'm going back to my family of records insurance policies. I'll click proceed. We still only have one. This might be because we had no values. Let me check. Okay, this is because we did not select any prefix in the panel of the process. So if this prefix is empty, obviously it cannot create a new one. So the return code in this case, let's see, 1 would be correct. -1, undefined error. -2, invalid name, field with exclusive content. Okay, let's see what error it gave me. Didn't give me any error. It didn't do absolutely anything. Obviously it couldn't because the prefix was empty. So I'm going to launch the process again. This time I'm going to do it right. And this time I am going to select an insurance policy. Okay, the only one there is. And I'll click start process. Okay. Now I'm going back to my family insurance policies. Hit proceed, and now we can see there is two. Okay, the first one is this one, the one we already had created, and the second one is this one over here that has been created correctly. Okay, if I go to my tasks, here I can see the last one I received. Okay, it gave me a return code 1. This means that everything worked correctly. Okay, as we can see, these system tasks are really easy to configure. We're going to continue learning how to configure the next one.